Got 'em.
I got chit-chatting and I didn't like them.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Oh, yeah, let's see if you like them. They're just cheaper
Always my
speakers.
problem. Chit-chatting is always my problem.
Yeah, chit-chat.
That helps a lot.
Does it? Good, okay.
Good morning. Welcome to Woodland Chapel. So good to see you this morning. So many old friends here too this morning. So, all right. Is there anyone here for the first time today? Yes, Rose. And I guess we don't have a visitor packet this morning. So, but you're but we're glad to have you anyway. And you know a great deal about the teaching, so we don't have to teach you anything. So, so we're glad you're here. We're glad you're here this morning. So, our minister this morning with our message is our wonderful Reverend Don, who I know most of you know and love, and we're so glad because I hope you have a good joke for us this morning, Don. I don't want to put you on the spot, but he usually does.
A joke?
A joke, yes. Yeah, he is so awesome, and you all know that. So glad that you're our minister this morning. And our music, Kathleen. Mm-hmm. Welcome. So good to see you again. We are so happy you're here this morning. So, and then after the service, hospitality downstairs, most of you know where it is, and so just out the door and down the stairs and share hospitality coffee. And thank you for the cookies this morning. Yeah, fresh homemade cookies. Yeah. So there's still some things left out there for the silent auction, I believe. So if you haven't bid on anything, you're welcome to do that still. And there are some really, really lovely things, so I invite you to do that. And I was talking to Reverend Moore last week, and I think we might just leave that food collection bin out most of the time rather than just at Christmas, because you know how Christmas is. Everything comes at Christmas. And so it's good to have it out there all the time. And I do administration at a church in Beaverton during the week, and they have a food pantry there. And what I learned about the food pantries is that it's not just donated food, which is good. I mean, people donate food. But the food pantry has to buy a lot of things, and all food pantries. And they buy it from the main place where this food will go. And anytime there's anything special like meat or any holiday things, the individual food pantries have to buy them. I didn't know that. I thought everything was donated. So you're very welcome at all times to leave cash. So cash is always a good thing. I just thought maybe a lot of you didn't know the things that I didn't know about that, and grab an envelope maybe and just write on it at the offertory sometimes and drop something in for the food pantries. Okay. We shall have an opening prayer, I believe, this morning. Are we going to do the song before the prayer? Okay. So Kathleen's going to lead us in a song this morning. Then we'll have the song. We'll wake up, and then we'll go within. So, all right. Let's stand, if you like, and let's sing together.
Is my mic on?
I'd like to teach the world to sing.
My accompanist this morning is Patty Hurley, who played that beautiful prelude. And she's a good friend of mine, and I love her. Okay, so you got your words up. We're going to sing. I'd like to build the world a home and furnish it with love. Grow apple trees and honeybees and snow white turtle doves. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my arms and keep like to see the world for once, all standing hand in hand, and hear them echo through the hills for peace throughout the land. That's the song I hear. Let the world sing today. A song of peace that echoes on and never goes away. Put your hand in my hand. Let's begin today. Put your hand in my hand. Help me find the way. I'd like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. I'd like to hold it in my hand and keep it company. I'd like to see the world for once, all standing hand in hand, and hear them echo through the hills, the peace throughout the land. Good job.
All right, we did it. Thank you. And so we invite our practitioner, Cheryl, to bring us together in prayer.
Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Julie. And thank you, Patty and Kathleen. I invite you to take a moment, take a breath, and turn within and allow anything that has been busy, has been distracting in your morning, allow it to just drift away. And know that there is a space inside of you, that God space, that space that always knows the truth. There is one power, one magnificent power that holds us all in its loving arms, breathing life and healing and joy into each of us. And I know that this power has brought us together for these moments of devotion, these moments of community and prayer. I know that this power is working through me right now. And as I know this to be true of myself, I know it to be true of all of you. I know this service is unfolding perfectly. The music is bringing us together, bringing the joy into our hearts and liveliness and a bit of excitement. I know that the message touches each heart with just the right words, just the right message for each person. I know that there is a bounty in this universe and a shower of blessings flowing through each of us. I'm so grateful to know this truth. I'm grateful for the teachers that have gone before me, who've taught me and breathed this message into me. I'm grateful for each of you here today. And because I know this message to be true, I release it into the mystery of the law. And please join me in affirming, and so it is. We have an affirmation. You'll find it in your program. Please join me in saying, right now, I'll listen with an open mind and a willing heart to the inner music my soul is singing. It sings of wholeness, sings of oneness. It is guiding and inspiring me. So I am assured by this song of the universe. I know that all is well with the soul, and so it is.
Thank you, Cheryl. And we have a reading this morning. Kathleen.
Good morning. Happy New Year. Today's reading is from The Science of Mind and was chosen by Reverend Don. It is entitled, Hold Yourself in High Regard. Lau Russell, who wrote, God will work with you, but not for you, shares this. The consummate state of spiritual exaltation in us is that state of ecstasy, where the two interchanging expressions of love are no longer divided. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, has this to say. The everlasting arms suggest divine protection, complete certainty, and the assurance that all will be well with the soul. What does the phrase, everlasting arms of God, mean to you? For me, the term is used metaphorically for image. God is spirit, and in spirit, we are held in its arms. Is this hard to imagine? Invisible arms holding you, comforting you, and perhaps a voice saying, everything is going to be okay. But that is what I'm asking you to do. Wrap your arms around yourself and think on a blessing for yourself. Go ahead, wrap your arms around yourself. I'll wait. Let's see if I can do this. Dr. Bill Hornaday of the Founders Church in Los Angeles used to say to his congregants to do this, and to say out loud, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. Go ahead, let's say it together. Wonderful me. Okay, one more time. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. Outstanding. I would like you to say the following affirmation from Ernest Holmes. If you wish, you can repeat after me. I am indeed secure today.
I am indeed secure today.
In the everlasting arms of good. Of peace, of joy, and of life.
Of peace, of joy, and of life.
I am secure in the consciousness that today
I am secure in the consciousness of today.
and every day that I shall be guided and guarded and protected. And I am secure in the consciousness that all people are protected from the divine same presence.
All people are protected from the divine same presence.
Governed by the same law of good. And guided by the same infinite love. Remain for a time in this awareness. Relax and allow these words and their meaning to become part of you. This will deepen your understanding of the truth of who you are. Today's affirmation: I wrap my arms in love and high regard, and I include all people and activities I meet this day. And so it is.
That was an incredible affirmation, and absolutely so true that we are always guided even when we don't know it. And there are Science of Mind magazines out in the library for those of you who would like to be reminded of that every day. And welcome, Kathleen. Bless us with your music.
my fingers wandered idly over the noisy keys. I knew not what I was playing or what I was dreaming then, but I struck one chord of music like the sound of a great amen, like the sound of a great amen. It flooded the crimson twilight like the close of an angel's psalm, and it lay on my fevered spirit with a touch of infinite calm. It quieted pain and sorrow like love overcoming strife. It seemed the harmonious echo from our discordant life. It linked our perplexed meanings into one perfect peace, and trembled away into silence as if it were loath to cease. I have sought, but I seek it vainly, that one last chord divine, which came from the soul of the organ and entered into mine. It may be that God's bright angel will speak in that chord again. It may be that only in heaven I shall hear that grand amen. It may be that God's bright angel shall speak in that chord again. It may be that only in heaven I shall hear that grand amen.
Wow, Kathleen, beautiful. Thank you so much. That was so ethereal. Thank you. And, you know, you all know Reverend Don, but whenever we're discussing something, he always reminds me that I'm only here to serve. Wherever I'm needed, whatever I need to do, I'm only here to serve. And I have learned so much about service and devotion and love from this guy. And it's kind of funny, too. So, Reverend Don.
Okay. Thank you, Julie. You get a hug later. That's a joke today, a song tomorrow. I don't know if I have a joke today, but I can bring a song tomorrow if you want me to. Meet me here? No? Okay, well. Good morning, one and all. Glad you're here today. Thanks for being here. Glad you could make it. You know, the first time I ever went to a New Thought church, the minister stepped forward and she sang a little tidbit of an old song. The words were something like this. Maybe you've heard this. It says, "One of these days you're going to rise up singing and take to the sun." And then she said, just blasted it right out. She said, "Did you get up this morning and say, 'Oh, God,' this morning? Or did you rise up and stretch your arms to heaven and say, 'Good morning, God'?" I like that. It's the first time I heard that. And I've heard it several times since, but I like to tell it. It has some meaning to it, doesn't it? And today we've been asked to look at a topic which is titled The Internal Song. The internal song. You know, we've heard of the eternal song of the universe, and we kind of like to talk about that. But this says internal song. I tried to figure out what could that be referring to. I didn't do much research, but I got to thinking about, to me, it kind of rang a bell, kind of began to bring something out in me. I like to sit sometimes with my guitar, and strum, and there's internal songs in me that come out, and I sing words that aren't in songs that I've ever heard before. They're just coming out of me. I dig it. I like it. But anyhow, we have that too. And I think maybe if we're listening to, the sounds of, you see, we have an inward journey. We all have an inward journey, as well as the journey we're on out here in the world. But if we're listening to the sounds of the inward journey, it's called a journey of an inward quest. Paramahansa Yogananda called it the eternal quest. We're told in many New Thought teachings that all of us must someday seek, at some time or another in our life, in some degree, deeply or shallow, to help us embrace our way or ways to address all the human experiences and find some sense of fulfillment. We need to explore along the inward way. Inward, going within. And in there, we can hear a companion sound. Now, you've heard people say that's the still small voice we can hear, we're listening for. Well, where there's a voice, there's desire for music, always. And in a remarkable book titled Living the Science of Mind, a lot of you know that book, author Ernest Holmes, you know who that guy is too, most of us, makes a statement about this. He quotes one of the Science of Mind's principles, which our practitioner Ruth Tenite quoted in her meditation this morning. And he starts out and he proclaims these words. He says, "We believe." Yeah, we believe. Those are power words, when we say we believe. I believe. Because it's told to us, by a great teacher of one of mankind's great religions. And you know who I'm going to be talking about. Jesus said, it's done unto us from what we believe. It's done unto you whatever you believe. Done, baby, done. Not in those words, of course. I don't think Jesus would say that. Anyhow, Dr. Holmes, God, he was quite a guy, wasn't he? You see pictures of him, he's this short, husky little, grinning, laughing, gesturing kind of a fellow. Kind of think of myself as that way. Small, short, wide. No, okay. Anyhow, he goes on to say, we believe that the kingdom of heaven is within mankind. That's that principle. And each of us as mankind, each one of us is mankind, that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it, aware of it, awake to it, of that kingdom within. Yeah. First, before you do anything, what are we supposed to do or asked to do? There was never anything given by the great masters of teachings that tells us what we should do. They never try to ask us to should all over ourselves. They ask us to take in a suggestion, see if this works for us. So Dr. Holmes did. He just brought it out. And same here. We will never stand here at this podium in ministry and tell you what you should do. We'll give you some suggestions. That's all. But anyhow, it's an inward kingdom he talked about. One of joy and peace and wholeness. Yeah, wholeness. Holding for each of our own divine wholeness qualities that we bring with us to be able to express and weave our desires with God power that's within us. Yeah. When you desire something, you're kicking in the God power. It's an inward kingdom. Inward kingdom. Heaven is not a place, you know that. We've talked about that before, but it's an inward state of consciousness, of awareness. And it holds all divine harmony, all truth. Yeah, Truth. Truth. You want to heal? Truth. Truth is the real, real, understanding you, to healing. Yeah, the truth shall set us free. Truth without any hostilities, healing, harmony, It's the alignment of God walking on this planet. That's you walking on this planet as a representative, an agent of God. The intentions of the divine expressing. Bring it on. We bring it with us when we indwell, when we incarnate, as we co-create these physical bodies and travel our journey, having our human experiences, all that good stuff. We never label it bad stuff. It's just stuff that needs to be addressed. We bring it with us. Yeah, we bring it with us. And as we have unfolded understandings of our world and the universe through scientific and extrasensorial sciences. There's all kinds of stuff going on in that. Sciences that look into the energetic phenomena of life and our part in it. We found quantum physics, astrophysics, and all the other physics, meta and on. They all inquire into the mysteries of life and how we became who we are right now. And even why you're here, you can figure that out. There's a reason. You didn't just come here on a whim. Yeah, you were called here. And the eternal quest of the human inquiry into who we really are, that was talked about in the reading today, and where we came from, and why we're here. Those who come to our teachings, we love our teachings, but those who come to them, much of the time, they're looking for answers to that eternal quest of all those human inquiries. They're looking for answers. And they're looking for guidance. Some people need that guidance. And there are churches who give more definite guidance than we do. And this all works. But long ago, in these earlier seekings, mankind found answers from these deep, magnificent perceptions from illumined minds of those whom we now call the mystics. Wisdom teachings that were put together into scriptures. We all know the biblical scriptures and the sayings of Jesus and Buddha. But the text of Taoism had something amazing in it too. Taoism about this thing of going in within to a kingdom of all knowing. And I'll quote this straight from the Tao scripture. It says this. It says, without looking out from their window, one sees the Tao of heaven. The farther one goes from himself or herself, the less they know. Wow. What is heavenly is internal. What is human is external. If you know the operation of what is heavenly, it goes on to say, you'll have your roots in what is heavenly. And using simple scientific truth wed to the spiritual, it goes on to say simply, take the days away, there'll be no year. Without what is internal, there will be nothing external. And they who turn within first, they who go within first, for all knowing, they will find it there, and they will find an inexhaustible source. Wow. I read those over and over once in a while, and those are powerful words. Those are other words of power coming from another direction. And then there's some fragments of a faith that's long forgotten. Here's what it says. It was written this way. It says about the kingdom of heaven. It says, the kingdom of heaven is within you, and whosoever shall know themselves first, herself, himself, shall find it. Find that knowing of who we really are and why we're here now and what it is ours to do. Whatever you want to drink. You want to guess what's in this cup? It's not tomato juice. So, I think one of the most finest and most rewarding and enjoyable things that humankind has created, evolved to create, is music. Like this morning, and what's going to happen here later. There are those who claim and believe that early humans copied the sounds of nature to create their musical creations, to come into music for their understanding and creations. The sound of the wind in the trees, I suppose, we talk about that, or the tinkling of a musical brook, or the sounds made by animals in their environments, calling to one another. All that could be somewhat true, couldn't it? Have you ever been in the woods? Think about this now. Have you ever been in the woods as the drumbeat of a woodpecker hammering on a hollow tree like a drum? So we can ask, what is this internal song that we're talking about, trying to refer to? The music, let's take the music of it's like this, of a deep orchestral nature, which like a great orchestra piece of music that's composed from a one mind of what we call a composer, and then broken into and fastened together, appointed out for each instruments and each musician to play and join with others for the finished wholeness of a great symphony. It takes a lot of work. Yeah. There's always the original composer in everything. I like to talk about the GOD, the grand overall designer, that type of thing, design. But the original composer sets in motion the many pieces of the instruments for a great symphony of beauty and inspiration, the music itself. And as one, you sit and you listen to the coming together of all the instruments, following this thread of the one purpose to bring a sound for the good enjoyment of the listener, all working in harmony and coming together as one great movement of music. And inside of the listener, inside of me, you, in our hearts, in our very being, there can come a change, a touch that can never leave you. And they can remember that moment for the rest of our lives. Now, the beauty that I see in that little metaphoric whatever is that it doesn't even have to be a great symphonic work to be a part of our life. Music sets a mood. And so a little simple song can stay with you for the rest of your life. Just a simple ballad. So therefore I say this all because in our esoteric sciences, I like to call them that sometimes because we get a little esoteric, we get a little almost opaque a little bit, but then we can fill it in with feelings and moods. In our studies, we can discover there is a vibration. Yeah. A vibration such as the humming of the planets we can talk about in their rightful places around the source of their existence, which has been likened to a musical tone. You've heard that before, the humming of the planets, of which comes from the movement of hidden forces, all working in wholeness to make up a oneness of the direction of some purpose. That's to make up a solar system. Yeah. Planets humming their way around the harmonic path of the sun. My gosh, I love this. I love the way that is put together that way. And our earth, alive with life and music from the movements of those lives on this one small planet, making the music of life on earth. All the sounds, the internal song in all mystical and metaphysical perspectives says that the root of all things has a core vibration and a movement within all the things, whether it be human, vegetable, mineral, animal things, such as taking just the smallest things, the atoms of all things, starting with the proton nucleus, center of the atom, and with all these electrons and the neutrons moving, dancing their way in perfect, never colliding unless they're interfered with. Yeah. Interfered with by mankind. They move in harmony with one another like this perfect dance, dancing in those orbits. And composing the music, think of this now, it's part of the composing of the music of our cells that are the vibration of forming these bodies of beautiful compositions, you and me. Yeah. Each organ, each heartbeat is just part of an internal song. Yeah, an individual internal song. We've all got it, humming our way through life. Perhaps we've heard the spiritual and metaphysical comment about it says, as above, so below. For eons, as long as humans have evolved for walking upright, along with other animals of our world, we have gazed upward. Yeah, into the night sky. We pondered the stars. We knew there's something about us that is connected, you know. Our ancestors have named the constellations. And they've done so not just for entertainment. You know this. They discovered that there was a relationship of the ways with our Earth and those constellations, and a relationship that could benefit their explorations. That reaching out, finding, discovering, and be of use and guidance in travel upon the oceans. Yeah. And judge the time of day. Along with most animals of the planet, those bats and birds could use the stars for pinpoint navigations. Oh, the seasons. And the wolf and the coyote can feel the music of the stars and just tilt their heads back and sing upward and outward. I love being out in the woods and those coyotes start to you ever heard? You know what I'm talking about? It's like, who's up there? Who's up there? Who's up there? Oh, gosh. The wolf and the coyote, yes. They sing. They felt as if they felt some calling to communicate and harmonize with themselves and their environments and tilt back and send it out. And later, get down to basic tax here, the basic tax here, yes, basic whatever. Our later scientific experiments and our studies of life on this planet has uncovered partial secrets of forms, including our bodies, connected to the DNA of creation from stars and suns and fiery beginnings that has implanted the embodied star material, stardust, in our DNA. Yeah, so as above, so below. And I think it also means the discovery part is from within to without. Those particles of stardust that combines with the universal energy into the individual forms and expressions of the great universal ever-composing intelligence we call God, the one mind of God. Those formations of us, you and me, privilege us with being the individual instruments of divine music that plays our song, my ballad. From within our souls and our hearts and our desires that create out of our desires, and looking for love. That's what it's all about. Anytime we talk about this, we come back to that LOVE, looking for love. Humans find that's the right way to go always. Look for love, be with love. We are star-kissed, we're starstruck by the music of the universe, and that's implanted within the stardust within us and indwells us as divine carriers of the music of the stars. Our internal thoughts and our feelings and our desires, which weave into our living time, is likened to a flow of music that we can express in our words and our actions and our deeds, from within to without, from within us out to the world. We don't always realize that we are powerful beings of creation. Now, we don't always know that we are always using an indwelling power. The great teachers of life try to tell us this, that first, though, we must go within. Go within to the kingdom of all-knowing. And if we find ourselves as responders and reactors all the time, automatically reacting to our outside world, what's on the news, and let's worry about that, and let's worry about this, we always will be bound and influenced by only the world events, hypnotized by the constant phenomena of the world events. We can find ourselves chasing one problem after another problem. We get into this game of whack-a-mole. Yeah. We all probably have known that game one time or another. But Boy, there's something good in that water. It's called quenching. Quenching. But above and beyond first appearances, there's another music that we can dance to. It's called internal music. Your song. Our soul self knows it. Something that we hear above the noise of all the world happenings, above all that noise and the noise of our own makings. We can become actors instead of reactors. Yeah. You see, we're constantly making sounds. We're constantly making sound effects that go out into the world and impact the lives of others. We're always talking, we're always acting, we're always doing this. If we're going to make noise, and we do, and act and live, and if we're going to love, and if we're going to hurt, and if we're going to help, and if we're going to be human beings that can heal, if we're going to do all that, why not start within ourselves as recommended by some of the greatest teacher of all mankind? You've heard of the saying, follow your heart. Why not learn the art of going within? If you don't know that art yet, we have people here who can teach you that. I think most of you do know. But if you don't, get a hold of us. We'll sit with you and we'll be a part of that. Why not learn the art of going within? Find that sweet spot. That's what I do. When I do meditation, I find my sweet spot. That kingdom of God within. And then just breathe and just listen. Listen for that music to show up. Your own internal song that wants to play in your mind. First, perhaps, maybe bathe your heart with feelings of goodness and loved. Search your mind for words that inspire you, that relax you, words that can heal you, and everything in your scope of existence. Why not sing? Kathleen sings because she loves to sing, number one. I know she loves to sing. There's others here who love to sing. Ruth was singing this morning, singing her heart out to us. Oh, yeah. We're constantly making these sound effects. Maybe hum a few bars to yourself. Just sing in the shower. Some enchanted evening. We can all start with a few acts of kindness. That's a good place to start. You know, just a few acts of kindness can bring something out of you. You want to just kind of, With every kindness that we do, every unconditional, non-attached love act that we perform, we add another verse to our song. We want to observe our mental state of thinking, thoughts that don't believe in illness or dis-ease. But if finding ourselves in such states of happiness, we can summon up the music of loving kindness. We can still love ourselves if we're ill or if we're dis-eased, at unease. Yeah. As we put out a calling, I'm going to kind of close down here. As we put out a calling to recognize our oneness with the divine composer of all inspiration, for music and for art and for peace and for friendships, I say this to you. Let us be in an assurance, have an assurance that we're never alone. Never alone. All the times we may have been lonely or illness knocked upon our door or loss or death, there was always music in our life somewhere. Our song was waiting in us, sitting patiently, waiting for us to summon the courage to sing it. And as the internal song of sacred belonging awaits us, and to be this part of this heaven on earth awaits all mankind just to wake up and sing. Without a song, the day would never end or begin. It's up to us. Thanks for listening. I'll take another drink, and I'm going to say I'd like to hear some wonderful music from this next song.
so tall. I only know there ain't no love at all without a song.
Thank you, Kathleen. And I'm going to invite the ushers to come forward. And let this be part of our song, that out of us is an offering to the world, but it comes through us. And that's what I had to learn about money, that we are all in our divine right place, and it's all consciousness, and it all comes from a source. And so I cannot lack. And when we really understand that we're in tune with that one song, that one source, that one vibration, that it comes through us, it releases, it is our song of giving. So thank you. And let us say our offertory affirmation together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate.
Our offering song is I Am So Blessed. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed. Once again, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
Oh, are we blessed? Yes. We are blessed when we sing like that. That can be our song for the morning. We give thanks for everything that has come before us. We give thanks for being here today, finding a place we can come and find companionship, not only companionship, but that divine feeling of maybe a spiritual family is here. And this is where I want to come and be. And with that spiritual family, I'm going to help with whatever it takes to keep the home place, the home fires burning. So thank you for your gifts and tithes here today. They are blessed. They are blessed. They are appreciated. And everything that comes to us in the form of money is used in such a wise way in this church, this home, this center for spiritual living. Thank you. And so it is. Amen. Okay. So let us do our prayer of protection. You see it's in the program there. Starts out with the light of God. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. And wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Whether we know it or not, all is well. Amen.
And let us stand for our peace song.
Peace that no man to This song. Thank you.